everyone, welcome back to the Book Brood. Today, through the crazy amount of noise that's happening in the house today, and my appearance being thus, I'm going to be talking about Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, and I'm super excited to talk about this. So this was my challenge for the Ten of Pentacles, if you were following along on my TBR. I picked this up because everyone was talking about it, and I was hearing a lot of people very excited to read this, but nobody was really telling me what it was about. Like, they weren't able to describe it to me, and so that was intriguing, and I picked it up from the library and read it. So let's talk about it. So this is a beautiful YA fantasy with a rich, complicated political system and a lot of history in this world. So this world used to be several, like 12 different separate nations, countries, whatever, what have you. And then they were all bound together magically by the king, who then elected 11 council members who each represented a different realm, and they're all magically connected, like telepathically. And the realm is now ruled by the king and his 11 council members. So our main character, Teresai, is a young girl in the beginning of the story, being raised in seclusion by a mysterious person called the Lady. So Teresai goes on to become a council member for the Crown Prince, but she has a secret. The Lady actually sent her there to kill the Crown Prince, and that's the basic premise, I guess. That like all happens in the first couple of chapters. So some of the things I loved about this was this is an immersive, rich book. It is full of culture, and it's really heavily inspired by African, Middle Eastern, and Japanese cultures, because this main country that they're all in, Eretzar, is combined. It combined most of the countries in this world, and so you have a lot of different cultures coming together, trying to all, work together to be one big country. But you can see different realms are influenced by different cultures. I don't know how to say that. But you see that in the clothing, the food, the music, the religion. There is so much going on in here, and you really feel like, I felt like I was there. It was so atmospheric. It was beautiful. So some good things and some bad things. First of all, I loved this story, so I think that the good very much outweighs the bad. And the only thing I would say is bad about this, not even that bad, it's just that the plot is a little bit too convenient at times, and we don't get to know all of the council members. There's a lot of characters in this, and we don't get to know them all as well as I would have liked. For a story where Teresai is connected to these 11 other people, I guess I just expected to know more than just their name. Like, I expected to be able to tell you, like, what they're all about, and I didn't get that. But that being said, this is a chunker of a novel. I guess it's not. It just feels big. So this is less than 400 pages. I think it definitely could have been extended, but there is a sequel coming, and I have high hopes. And I think it's not a bad thing that we focus just on Teresai for this book. This was so nice, so refreshing to get a strong female character who has her own storyline, who's coming into her power, who's not subjected to the typical tropes. Like, you think every once in a while, oh, this is gonna get tropey, but then it doesn't. Like, it intentionally does not. I would say the three main characters in this book are all women, and you get to see three different women living their best life, having their own agency, making mistakes, and just living their lives. There was one part in particular, that's where I put the bookmark. The lady was describing to Terasai some of her past and her trauma in her past. And they did not do the typical thing where they automatically go to worst case scenario, I was raped. They don't do that. Jordan Ifueko did a great job in just discussing, yes, my life was terrible. Things that happen to so many people, more of like a mundane terribleness, like just being on the streets and being cold and hungry. And Jordan Ifueko was able to describe that, and you still empathize with this character. We didn't need to take it to an extreme level. Like, we didn't have to subject our characters to some of the worst trauma that anyone could possibly imagine. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have to rely on tropes and shock value to elicit emotional responses from the readers. I don't know why I'm saying we. Jordan Ifueko did an amazing job with this. This was fantastic. So I highly recommend this to anyone who likes fantasy, regardless of your age or where you read, adult, YA, middle grade. I think this really spans the spectrum. There was a little bit of YA-ness in here. It lasted for a couple of chapters, and then it got better. And I'm really glad I just kind of rolled my eyes a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, we're following a teenage girl. She's going to have teenage problems. Because she did, but she didn't. Like, her story elevated past that. This was amazing. I'm going to have to pre-order the next one. I'm going to have to get my own copy of this. I got this in the library. This was just such a great story. I cannot wait for the sequel. Please go pick it up. All right. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.